Hello everybody and welcome to Tuesday's edition of the Pritchard Cycling News Show. First things first, if you've not done already, please hit that subscribe button. I want 35,000 of you by the end of 2020. That's my goal, and you can help me achieve that by hitting that subscribe button. It's as easy as that. Now, hands up, who saw yesterday's Win Your Dream Bike draw for October? Oh my God.
Hi, Paul.
Paul!
Hi.
Paul, it's Chris calling from Win Your Dream Bike.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say this, but not only have you won our top prize of a brand new Pinarello F12.
No way.
Yes, no, not
Sorry.
Not only
excuse me.
Hey, no, you can swear. We're on my channel. You can swear all you want. Paul, I've got even better news than that.
Okay, cool.
You won twice. You've won 2 bikes.
No way.
Oh my God. It was unbelievable. We had our first international winner and he took the top prize. Paul van der Dern from the Netherlands won the Pinarello F12, but not only that, he'd bought 6 tickets. 2 of those tickets made it through to that final 5 live draw, and oh my God, he only ended up taking home 2 bikes. Do it. 2 bikes, I'm telling you, 2 bikes he took home. The Pinarello F12 and the Basso Astra. Now, if you want to be part of the next draw, if you want to stand a chance of potentially winning, I mean, you could take home all 5 prizes if you were really lucky. And if you want to do that, head over to winyourdreambike.com, register your details, so as soon as the next draw goes live, we'll email you, we'll tell you it's open, and you can go and buy your tickets. All right. Oh, and the last bit of self-promotion, 6:30 on Thursday, 5th of November, Bonfire Night, we have a social Zwift ride. It's the Wahoo and LaColle fueled by SIS social ride. I'm hosting it. It's going to be live streamed, so if you want to get involved in that, you have to follow the link down in the description. This is not an event that will be on the events page on the companion app, so if you want to be part of it, it's around 30 kilometers, something like that. We're going to take it nice and easy, have a bit of a chill, maybe have a couple of little sprints, maybe have a little zest towards the end just to make sure everybody gets a bit of a sweat on. But all in all, it's just going to be a fun social ride. So if you want to be part of that, link is down in the description. I think we're done now. Let's get on with some blooming news. First up, and let's talk about these 2 big stories from the indoor stroke, outdoor stroke, social media stroke, YouTube world. First up, Jeffries has just announced his plans for 2021 as he steps up to UCI Continental level with Ribble Welter for 2021. Over on Twitter, he made this announcement. Happy to be able to announce I have sound, which I presume means signed, with Ribble Welter for 2021. I'm excited for the step up to UCI Continental level and the opportunities that come my way. Blue-hearted emoji. Gotta say, he looks bloody good in that kit, doesn't he? He looks bloody good in that kit. On small ring there though, but you know, we'll let him off. It looks like he's in lake somewhere. Bloody sexy! Not gonna lie. I'm proud of him. He's worked really hard to achieve that. And seeing a son grow up and achieve things like that, it's just great. But this is a massive step up. It's going to be interesting to see how he gets on, because he's not raced this year. No one in Great Britain has raced this year. So with the likes of, you know, he could be entering the Tour of Yorkshire, he could be entering the Tour of Britain. How is this year as a whole going to affect not only him, but all British professional riders? That they're going to be stepping into these races where we're going to get World Tour riders who have got essentially an extra year of racing in the legs than these guys have. It's going to be interesting to find out. I wish him so much luck. He deserves it so much. He's worked so hard to get to that point, and no one deserves it more than him. And someone else who deserves all the plaudits is Lionel Voisin. Unbelievable. Over on Instagram, his post says, "Words can't describe how delighted I am to confirm that I will be rocking the iconic sky blue and the tricolore jersey of Belgian cycling at the first ever UCI Esports World Championships. It has been a rough and exhausting period to try and find a way to participate to this pioneer event. In that matter, I would like to thank Canyon Esports for the continuous support and Zwift for easing up the process to make me eligible for the race. I have 6 weeks to get rid of COVID-19, reach peak form and claim the rainbow bands." Unbelievable news. Again, thoroughly deserved. The amount of time that this guy's put into learning how to ride Zwift, being good enough to be able to compete at the front and beat a lot of pro riders when they turn up on Zwift. This guy thoroughly deserves his chance at going for the rainbow jersey in the first ever esports world championships. And this is exactly what I wanted to see. I was worried about these world championships on Zwift just being overrun by professional riders and it essentially just being professional riders on indoor trainers doing exactly what they did at the outdoor world championships. So hopefully we're going to see more of these community riders, these guys who actually know how to ride Zwift and how to ride indoor races, as opposed to these professionals that just rock up and, one, think it's a bit of a joke, two, have no idea what they're actually doing in it, and it doesn't actually make for very exciting racing. I think even if a lot of pros come into this, money's got to be on this guy to claim that first rainbow jersey, don't you think? Unless, of course, Cameron Jeffries is getting involved. Anyway, huge congratulations to both of those boys, and hopefully we'll be seeing them doing big things in 2021. And maybe Lionel will have a rainbow jersey on his back. Let's catch up now with everything that's gone off in La Vuelta. So first up in La Vuelta, it was a rest day yesterday. We've got 3 stages to catch up on, stage 10, 11 and 12. But yesterday was the rest day. And as you know, nowadays in 2020, rest days equal COVID tests. Yay! 681 tests taken, 0 positive results. Unbelievable. This race is going all the way to Madrid. And that means we'll have got 3 Grand Tours all done and dusted in 2020. I'll be honest. Back in July, I didn't think we were going to see any racing. I didn't think we were going to see one bit of racing at all. But 3 Grand Tours squeezed into a couple of months. It's been unbelievable. And hopefully, fingers crossed, everything should be fine now for the Vuelta to make it all the way to Madrid. But what has been happening in the past couple of days? Well, here's voiceover Chris to tell you what's been going on.
All right, so stage 10 of La Vuelta had a little kicker around 2/3 of the way into it. I think it was a third cat climb. Likelihood that it was going to come down to a sprint. A lot of the sprint teams were expecting it to come down to a sprint. You can see the profile there. No too demoralising. A little kick up towards the end, which will come into play. 185 kilometres, as you'd expect. A break went up the road. They had a good chunk of time, 8 minutes and 19 seconds on the peloton, which contained the red jersey, and you could see there on the front, De Koenig quick step, clearly trying to set it up to make sure that Sam Bennett was there or thereabouts coming into that finish for that sprint. One of his teammates, Remika Vanya, I think by the looks of it, and one of the UAE riders, I can't remember his name now, Oliveira, maybe, he went off on the attack with around 10k to go. Coming into the last kilometre, it was Astana that started to take it up. Cofidis was in there as well. And this was the kick up towards the finish line that the sprint teams were hoping they could set their riders up for. However, it wasn't to be. And as you can see there, the GC contenders are coming to the fore there. You got Carapaz there, you got Guillaume Martin in that polka dot jersey. But look at that guy in the green jersey there. No, it's not Peter Sagan. No, this is not the Tour de France. This is Primož Roglič. Smashing it to bits, taking time on the rest of the riders and putting a gap in between him and the rest of them. Now that didn't look like 3 seconds to me. However, look at stage 11 there. We'll talk about the that gap in a second. Look at stage 11. It's like some shark's teeth in it. Boosh. That's nasty. Anyway, the start of stage 11 started with a bit of a protest because Chris Froome was annoyed that Richard Carapaz had lost his red jersey to Primož Roglič because they'd actually put in a time gap between the contenders over the line on that stage 10 finish. Now, it stipulates that there has to be a time gap of at least 3 seconds between the riders to initiate a time split in overall GC classification, but that didn't seem to be the case. But for some reason, they decided to allow that to happen. And Roglič ended up getting the red jersey. In the race itself and in the stage itself, it was David Gaudu who would take the victory. He led from the breakaway with Marc Soler there coming in second place. Gaudu would just out-accelerate him towards the finish. Other than that, it was pretty standard stage, really. The GC contenders would eventually come over the line just under a minute behind. You can see there that they're all working hard. Dan Martin's in there. Oh, where did they all go? Oh, here they are. Dan Martin's in there, pulling them all over the line. You got Enric Mas in there. Roglič is in there. Carapaz is in there. All come over the line together. One rider who lost a bit of time was Hugh Carthy. And then stage 12, the big one, the Angliru. It was going to be a testy little bugger, this one. Look at that. It was huge. Davide Formolo alongside a massive breakaway would set the tone for the day, but come on. We all knew it was going to come back. It was going to be the GC contenders who'd take it up towards the end, towards the top of the Angliru. And one rider who was struggling a little bit was the man in the red jersey, Primož Roglič. Even Sepp Kuss was dropping him. No, it was this man here, right here. Boom, Hugh Carthy with 900 metres to go. He knew that it had just flattened out a little bit after that kilometre to go, and he knew he needed to be in first place with a kilometre to go. If he knew that, he said in the interviews, he was going to win the stage. And by about 800 metres to go, I think he clearly knew he was going to do it. Look, he's zipping his jersey up, checking it out, and he came over the line in first, taking his first Grand Tour victory. And with it, taking some big time out of the rest of the riders behind him. Now, if you look at that GC now, it's spun around again because Roglič got dropped on the Angliru. He ended up losing 10 seconds to Richard Carapaz. He leads now by 10 seconds behind Roglič. You've got Hugh Carthy in third place, only 32 seconds. And then Dan Martin loses his third place on that podium, drops down to fourth at 35 seconds. And Enric Mas in that white jersey in fifth place, 1 minute 50, all to play for as they head into today's stage, which is the time trial. Beige.
It's shaping up to be an amazing finish to La Vuelta. Stage 13 is an individual time trial. Now you can't help thinking this is going to favour somebody like Primož Roglič, but there is talk and speculation that Hugh Carthy might put in a very good performance today, and if he does, we could be looking at 2 British Grand Tour winners in 2020. It seems that these youngsters, I've spoken about it so many times, especially the European youngsters, the American youngsters, the South American youngsters, but the British riders, we were talking about Tom Pidcock signing for Ineos Grenadiers, saying that, like, apart from him, who else are we looking at to carry the mantle that G, Froome, Wigo, and that kind of era, Cavendish has left? Teo, boom. Hugh Carthy, boom. It's there. British cycling is still in a very good position, and Tom Pidcock, obviously. But do you really think Hugh Carthy, I guess by the time this comes out, we'll know the results of it, but what do we think of Hugh Carthy taking La Vuelta victory in 2020? Could he do it, or is he just not strong enough in that time trial to get the time he needs to leapfrog Primož Roglič? It'll be interesting to find out what your thoughts are. You're kind of thinking at some point this boy is going to win a Grand Tour though. And then finally in the news, let's talk about that presentation that we saw on Sunday of the Tour de France route for 2021. It starts in the northwest of France in Brest and heads back east across the middle of the country before heading down south into the Alps and then back across west before making the usual pilgrimage all the way to Paris. The 21 stages in the 2021 Tour de France are broken up into 8 flat stages, 5 hilly stages, 6 mountain stages, and 2 individual time trials. There's going to be 58 kilometers of individual time trialing. That's the most since 2013. And this is the first time since 2017 that there are 2 individual time trials in the Tour de France. Now there's talk of this route not necessarily because of the 2 individual time trials favouring those out and out climbers. You're going to be looking at more of a whole rounded rider, so potentially somebody like Chris Froome, especially in the form he's in now. You're kind of thinking that given another year again that he'll be able to make even more progress in his fitness. His time trialing is extremely strong, so if he can stay there or thereabouts in those mountains, could be looking at an Israel Cycling Academy win with Chris Froome at the helm. Anyway, let's pinpoint a couple of those stages that could make the difference in that GC. First up, stage 5 is the first individual time trial, 27 kilometers in length. Stage 8, that's the first mountainous stage. Stage 8 is not a mountaintop finish, but there are 3 categorized climbs in there, and it is a lumpy day there. That's 151 kilometers. The first mountaintop finish comes on stage 9 into teens. That takes in 5 categorized climbs. Stage 11 is going to be one that sorts the men from the boys, the GC leaders from those GC wannabes, as the riders will ascend Mont Ventoux, not once, but twice. The stage isn't going to finish there, it's going to finish on the descent. That's 199 kilometers. Now, if the organisers have done the job right, the 2021 Tour de France should come down to this individual time trial, just like it did in 2020, but surely it can't be as exciting as this year's. Surely not. But I guess we'll find out. But what do you think to this route? Do you think there's too many individual time trial kilometers, or do you think this should be battled out in the mountains, mano a mano, going against each other, just attacking after attacking after attacking of each other? Or do you prefer to see what we saw in 2020, where we saw Tadej Pogacar eat into a lead that Primož Roglič should never have lost in the first place? It was one of the most exciting individual time trials ever. But are we going to get that in 2021? Leave your comments down below. Also, give me your early predictions as to who you think is going to take the 2021 Tour de France. I'm going to throw it out there right now. I wrote down Remco Evenepoel or Alexander Vlasov. Let me know who you think down below. Boom, just like that, we're up to speed again with everything that's going on in the cycling world. So leave your comments down below about everything that we've spoken about. I'll be back tomorrow with the individual time trial results. We'll find out how the GC stacks up heading into those last few stages. If you've not done already, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you've disliked the video for whatever reason, hit that dislike button. And yeah, I guess that's it really. I'll see you tomorrow.